Welcome to Spotlight Sessions, where we shine
What's
a light
your
on
story?
incredible. What does accessibility mean to you?
What's your mission?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of accessiBe's Spotlight Sessions. I'm your host for today's episode. My name is Sapir, and I head up our nonprofit partnership team. The Spotlight Sessions are an opportunity to learn from leaders and change makers in the disability community, and I'm really excited to have Pete Sanders with us today. So welcome, Pete.
Hey, welcome to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time. So let's dive right in. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. So I am born and raised in Philadelphia. Did my schooling, of course, at Frankfurt High School, and then college. I went to Drexel University for on a pretty much a basketball scholarship. So I did undergrad and grad there. So I've always had a thing of helping people. Willingness to support the kids in my neighborhood. When I had my summers off after the season, we would do basketball camps and things of that sort. So I've always loved helping people. So that's what got me into the business. Of course, started off working with kids that were behaviorally challenged in a group home setting. So I did that for about 7, 8 years. Loved it. Wanted to learn more about the diagnoses and psychotropic medication. So I jumped into another program just to get the whole gist of what happens here. Medications. What causes the onset of mental disability, and I love that as well. Still have a passion for it. I just want to see folks recover. So enjoyed that, and then switched over to the IDD side because I wanted to learn that aspect of it. So it's just been, for the most part, I've just been learning for these 25 years. Learning about human beings and learning about different disabilities and how much of support that we can be as a community and get these folks up and running and doing the things that they love to do. So, yeah.
Really interesting to hear your experience. And at the end of the day, it's all about the journey of learning and the journey of knowing how to hear others out and to learn from their experiences. We're not going to get very far without that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool.
I look at us, the things that we do, we're like, I always say we're like Chick-fil-A on steroids, man. We are customer service 24/7. I tell my team that all the time, just how we do and who we, support, it goes a long way. What kind of energy we bring to the start of the day kind of impacts how the rest of the day will be. So,
Yeah, definitely. So can you tell us a little bit about community options and the work that you do there?
all right. So, community options. This is my new stop. So, I'm the executive director for the King of Prussia branch, in which we have 18 homes that we support. We have about 26 individuals. Um, you know, got a variation of higher function individuals, some with low to moderate IDD or physical disabilities. And we provide housing, beautiful homes out here in the King of Prussia region. We try to get them to do whatever they want to do. We open it up. Sky's the limit. Um, got a lot of young folks here as well. So I have like a peer mentor group that I've started, and that's hosted by my behavioral specialist. And it's just we want to give I guess, a carte blanche and a la carte type of style of what they want, in life. It's just like whatever they want to do, we try to make sure we make it happen for them. The end goal for me, for these individuals that are in our program, is what is it going to look like when they're in their 40s and 50s? You know, so that's the thing. Even for our younger folks, we want to give them the skills to be able to kind of function on their own. With minimum support if needed. And for the ones that can't do for themselves, we want to make sure that, okay, you got a good support system. You got a team around you that'll see you through whatever difficulties you may have.
We love that, and it's so great to see the hands-on approach and also the creating of opportunities depending on the individual and what's their interest, what their goals are. So really
Yeah.
amazing work. You mentioned that you're pretty new, or this is your newest stop. So what
Yeah.
led you to join this organization specifically?
Well, my previous organization I was at, it was a residential campus. So, and they were transitioning into the community-based funding and buying homes and such. So, I've had familiarity with that with a different company. So I figured let me jump into a new company, a different role, and to see how valuable I can be to this team here at Community Options. And for the most part, it's been great. They are a great team of staff and professionals that want to see this program grow. We want to see Community Options grow into a space where all our individuals are doing something special. Living their best lives, if you want to say that. And then they having the most support with everything. So it's been a journey. It's been I wouldn't say challenges. It's been very competitive in the sense where because there's a lot of new things. You're meeting legislative, folks that are signing the bills to see if we can get more funding for the DSPs. We're trying to knock on doors to figure out how much of an impact that we can make in this region. So it's been great, to say the least.
Amazing. And can you share a memorable experience from your time at Community Options or even from your career that's had a lasting impact on you?
So I'm a hands-on kind of person. I'm not I don't micromanage, but I am hands-on. If there's a need, I'm the first one to jump in. So I think it was around one of the holidays. I ended up working a shift because we were having issues with staffing. So I haven't worked a shift in God knows how long. So, but one of my individuals was having a rough go at it, and I ended up going in working a shift. Actually, leaving one of the staff. That's how it started. One of the staff had just did a double. I was like, all right, well, I got to go into work. I don't want to work a triple, burn her out. So I was like, hey, listen, I'll come in. I relieve you. And then she was shocked, like, are you coming in? I said, yeah. And when I knocked on the door, she opened. She's like, I didn't think you were coming. I said, yeah, I'm here. So I was dressed, to work. You know, and one of my guys, he was in there relaxing. And then I got a call. My other guy was just having a day. It was, just having a bad go at it. So I told the staff, bring him over to that house and he'll kick it with me. So we sat there, we watched Rush Hour 3 and ate cereal and just chilled for that time and until it was time for me to take him, back. And he was calm. He's nonverbal. And we just, I just talked to him like he's a regular person. Hey, we gonna do it, now. Let's go grab some pizza. Let's do whatever. So I drove him back and, put him in the front seat. Most of the time, a lot of our individuals ride in the back, not really experiencing sitting in the front seat of a passenger car. And I put him in the front seat. We're listening to some Marvin Gaye music, and he wanted the window down. So I rolled the window down. It was still a little chilly, but he rolled the window down. So he tapped my hand, and then he just sat back and relaxed. So for me, those kind of experiences, you can't, you can't make those up. Just to see him just in his element for just that half-hour car ride, for me, it was just enjoyment. It's just like I'm doing something worthwhile. Most folks would have been afraid to put him in the front seat of a car, and it was like, no, we're going to try something different today. And this is the stuff that I kind of push on a lot of my staff, my managers. Hey, look, try something different. I know we're reading what's in the ISP. That's fine, but let's try something different. We all experience something different in our lives at some point. Why not them? They're no different from us. And I think that's the stereotypical thing that they go through. We only do what's on paper. They're human beings. They want to eat an ice cream cone once in a while. They want to, even though they're lactose. but it's that kind of stuff. Let's come on, man. Let's let them live life a little bit. You know. And to this day, when I go to that guy's house, the only thing he can say is car ride to me. He's like car ride. He's rushing to get his sneakers. So now, I'm making my point to get him out, and we do a car ride,
Mhm.
So,
I love the focus that you have on creating moments. I think that's so special.
yeah, yeah. And it's really for them, it's special for me to see them enjoy it, but for them just to say, man, I did something different today,
Yeah.
or they can point to, oh, that dude did something different with me that day. That's the kind of impact I want all of my staff and my whole team to have with these individuals.
Love it. That's great. So, my next question is a relevant one because it is what does the word accessibility mean to you?
Ah, that's a good one. accessibility means to me is unlimitless. Just different in all aspects of the way. Accessibility means fear sometimes for individuals on both sides. Fear of what this person may do. He may have a behavior, but it's still having that accessibility to say, let's try it at least. You know, so that's what that means for me.
That's awesome. And then what's one thing that you wish people knew about people with disabilities?
That they're regular human beings,
Yeah.
whether they're nonverbal or they can't see or they're in a wheelchair, they still want to experience life just like we do. They still want to go on trips, jump into a swimming pool or, try different food, different ethnic foods. They want to experience all of those things, what I mean? Because you'd just be surprised, when you actually expose them to something like that, how it kind of opens their world up a little bit more. And I think that's the purpose of what we do in this field. We experience stuff all the time that we take for granted. And just imagine if we allow somebody else to experience those same things. That stuff those are long lasting memories. And I think they all should have that.
Yeah. You shared earlier a little bit about the element of fear, and I think that it comes with wrong assumptions. And then
Hmm.
generally, when we assume wrong.
Yeah,
So it's all about experiencing that. And if you try something new, you might discover something about yourself, about the other person, about
absolutely,
your togetherness and the bond. So really cool.
absolutely, absolutely. I think, and you're right. Like fear, it's we all have them. They have them more so. uh, In my opinion, I think they have it more so than we do. We have our fears of trying something new, but you got to think. They're in a strange place dealing with a stranger for 8 to 16 hours a day. They never know, for the most part, you never know who's going to come into you. It's like somebody walking in your house, a stranger coming in your house 8 hours a day. And you're looking like, man, this person, I don't know this person. And I don't know what kind of attitude they may have towards me. You know what I mean? And just in their mind is just thinking like, what if there was a bio on you and somebody can come in and just say, all right, let me read Sapir, what she went through in her life, and there's a script on your life. Just imagine, that, and just imagine like how you would feel about that. Somebody already got a preconceived or a perception of you already. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you may have a fighting chance with this person, or you may not. It all depends on that person that's coming in to work with you.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that I think about. I try to get everybody to think the same way. When you're getting in your car to go home, and you're kind of decompressing a little bit, think about the next day. All right, who am I going to impact the most tomorrow? You really have to have a passion for this stuff. If you don't, you're going to get exposed for the most part. Sometimes that's when you get an accident or somebody get popped upside their head because, you came in with the wrong mindset. They know you don't, if you don't care about them, they know. It's just like us. We know if somebody doesn't like us or not. It makes you think because they're nonverbal, they don't have the same feelings or emotions. Of course they do.
Mhm.
So this is all the stuff that makes it special. This what makes Chick-fil-A special. What I mean? You get a good feeling when you go into a Chick-fil-A. That's the same kind of impact we got to have on our people across the board. The staff, the person that's our housekeeper, the whatever. Everybody should feel a part of a great team and family. So
That's really important message. So thank you for sharing that. If
yeah.
I could ask you about what should brands and businesses be doing to actualize what you just said about making a more inclusive environment, what would you say to the business community?
Give us a shot. Give us an opportunity to prove what we can do. Be patient with us. Because we're here for a purpose. We have a purpose. Each person has a purpose. So whether it's the smallest thing that you can do, if it's allowed us to take out your trash or sweep your floors, those little things that are minute to you, it's big in our region. When we can get a person to actually do something and they accomplish a little part of that, man, it goes so far. You know, and I think that's the reason why community outreach is so special, because we reach out to every business, that we, whether there is a plumber that's doing their house, hey, do you have somebody that's willing to jump on our Cupid's Chase event? We do a 5K run every year in the month of February. So we want them to be a part of that. We want you to see our individuals partake into, an event, and we want you to be a part of it, be a part of our family.
Awesome. And my last question for you today is, if we could all do one little piece to make the world more inclusive, what would that look like?
It's just it can be just as small as a hello, how you doing today, and really mean it. You really mean how are you doing today, and give it a little 5 minute just to listen to see what comes out. I think if everybody does a little bit of that every day, you'd be surprised how this world would change, because it gives off a sense of you care about me just for those 5 minutes. That 5 minutes can be an eternity for somebody else that might be going through some stuff.
Yeah. It's so important to be present in a conversation, and
Yeah,
especially when you want to create an environment where everyone feels included.
absolutely, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, Pete, thank you so much for being a guest on the Spotlight Sessions. We really appreciate
All
it.
right. Superior, thanks for having me. I appreciate doing this kind of stuff. This is new for me, so I'm getting used to, being in these kind of things, but I greatly appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today. Thank you.
Well, you were a star, so we're really happy to have you. And to all of our listeners, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We'd love
Mhm.
it if you could follow along with the conversation by liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel, or you can follow us on Instagram at accessiBe_community. We look forward to seeing you there.